Once you have authored and saved the content of a passage, you will then be able to associate items to it. It's important to note that the passage must be saved and have a passage ID assigned prior to associating items. To associate items to a passage, we need to navigate to its Items tab. The Items tab will contain a tabular display of any items currently associated to the item. This one currently doesn't have any, so let's select the Associate Items button. That's going to bring up the Associate Items to a Passage dialog box. The first section, Select Input Type, requires you to specify how you're going to identify the items to be imported, either by system assigned item ID or by its master code. Let's keep it on item ID and look at the second section, which is Import Items to Associate from a File. You're going to use this if you want to import a file that contains a comma delimited list of items. To do this, you will click the Browse button. This will open the dialog box that will allow you to select a file from a map drive. That file can either be a CSV file or a text file. Clicking that file is going to populate your file name field. Clicking Import is going to pull in the comma delimited items from the file and populate it in your Type in Item Identifiers to Associate field. If alternatively you choose not to import a file, you can type those items directly into this field. But using either method, once this field is populated, you can then hit the Add button. The system does a preliminary audit of the item, and you will receive a warning notice if the file contains certain errors. You can choose to cancel the request to fix the errors, or you can continue and the system will process any items that are valid and reject any errors. Let's select to continue. The Associate Items to a Passage Results dialog box will provide detailed results for the request. For our sample file, we see that there were 2 errors. One item wasn't found in the database, and the other item already had a passage associated to it. But we do see that one item was successfully processed. Closing the dialog box, we'll see that the item has been added to the table list. Clicking the hyperlink for the item, we're going to be directed to the Items Edit page, and where we can see that the item was indeed associated to this passage. It is possible to associate an item to a passage from its item page as well. For more information on this, please see the Associating to a Passage topic in the Creating Items section of this help document. This concludes the video on associating items to a passage.